Yo, what's up guys, it's Mike. In this video, we're gonna talk about the secret about steroids. Everybody wants to go ahead and jump on some juice. Why? So they can get nice and jacked and they can do it super quick. Because everybody likes the whole magic pill idea that I take something, I get instant results, I don't have to do shit for it. Not exactly true, you still have to work out, but it's so much easier. There's actually something that you don't know that once you realize is very, very important and will basically destroy all of your gains. Why aren't people juicing? Basically, split it down into like different categories. So the first group of people don't want to do it because it's cheating, right? They want to do it the natural way, they have good integrity, they go, you know what? I want to gain muscle and I get good results, but I want to do it the natural way without taking any backdoor, shady shortcut. You know, they have integrity. Great. Second group of people just don't like the fact of having anything stuck up with their ass. Good point. I don't want to either. Then you got a group of people that just don't want to mess up your body because they know you can get gains and you can build a lot of muscle, but they're afraid, oh, it's gonna shrink up my dick, it's gonna shrink my balls. I want to be able to have kids. I don't want to go bald. I want to break out in acne everywhere. I don't want to have crazy mood swings. Then you got another group that just don't know where to get it. They're probably the guys that go, man, if I can find it, I'll jump on this stuff, but I don't have any buddies that can get this stuff and I can't get a prescription for it because I legally don't really need it. So I just don't do it because I can't get my hands on it. Now those are all really good reasons, okay, for not juicing. I got another one for you. Just in case you didn't fall under any of those categories, or just in case those reasons aren't enough for you to decide that, taking illegal steroids is not for you, here's another reason. If your goal is to get in shape, to build muscle, to stay lean, and to look good, not just sometimes, but all the time, you're gonna have to realize one thing. When you're on cycles, when you're doing all this stuff, you're gonna have to get off at some point. I hear about people who are on juice year round, right? They don't even cycle off. Okay, cool. But at some point, even those guys are total juice heads are gonna have to cycle off because their bodies are literally breaking down. They're having heart problems, liver problems, kidney problems, right? Cycling all the stuff, it's messing them up. The testosterone production is getting very, very, very low and non-existent. Balls are shriveling up and all this stuff. So you have to cycle off. So what happens is when people cycle off, their gains start to crash, right? When you're on, it's like everything's great and you're feeling really strong, you got these massive pumps and everything's good. When you're off, boom, you start to crash down. What happens there, most people go, okay, well, no problem, I'll just go ahead and jump onto the cycle and get back on. Well, here's the problem. At some point, number one, at some point, you're gonna not be able to do it anymore. Like at all, right? There's phases that people go through. So that's number one. Why? Because your body can't take that much illegal hormones. It can't take all these extra hormones outside what your body naturally produces. That's why you look at bodybuilders. You got a lot of pro bodybuilders that are retiring, in their mid 30s, late 30s. I mean, why? It's like they're not, some of them have legitimate reasons, like, they got injured and stuff like that. And there's some just like, I'm out of retirement. And if you really start to research, you'll find out that it's because their doctors are going, if you don't get off this shit, bad things are gonna happen to you. You're not gonna have kids, you're gonna be having, hormone replacement for the rest of your life, not for bodybuilding, just so you can have naturally male hormones. So there's a lot of issues that's in that, so they have to stop. Here's what happens when you stop. If you're on a cycle, you're juicing, and then you get off, what happened? You can't get back on. It screws with your mind. And that's the biggest thing. Because think about it this way. When you're on a cycle, everything is dandy, everything is cool. You're like freaking Superman, right? You grow a lot more, your strength is up, you're lifting, your gains are going through the roof. So you don't even have to work as hard. It's like racing on a track, but you're used to driving a race car all day long, and now suddenly you have to go back to driving a little hoopty Pinto, right? Your engine's not as fast, and now you have to learn how to go ahead and steer better. Where your steering's not as good, your suspension's not as good, your tires aren't as good, everything is not as good. So now you're working with something that's not as good, and you're trying to go ahead and perform very similar to how you were, right? That's the same thing when you're on steroids, and then you get off, and then you're normal now, and you're trying to go ahead and maintain your gains and maintain this level of intensity, right? That you easily can do when you're on the cycle. Well, guess what? Most guys are gonna crumple and they're gonna fall, and they're gonna fall bad. That's why people get huge and they're on all the stuff and suddenly they look like shit, almost like they don't work out, like total flab, just big muscles hanging around, just looks really bad. That's how people get the whole idea of muscle turns into fat when you stop working out. That's not true, but that's what happens. It weakens your mind and lets you think that your intensity is not, you can't lift that heavy anymore, and you can't lift with all intensity because you're not on the juice. This is what happens. It screws with people's minds, and what happens is they become very itchy to go ahead and jump on the next cycle, because in their mind they get convinced that that's the only way to get gains, is to jump on something. And if they're not on anything, then all of their workouts are a waste. I got buddies that are on that shit before. They tell me, they go, I'm like, oh, what are you doing right now? Oh, you know, just kind of maintaining, you know, they have goals they want to reach. Why are you maintaining? It's like, oh, well, I'm just waiting for my shit to come in, you know. Once it comes in, oh, I'm on, man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna get blow up, I'm gonna get crazy. Okay, so you're gonna wait another month and a half and just kind of maintain and just do bullshit workouts because you don't have your juice? I thought your gains are coming from workouts and eating, not from your, not from your supplements. But that's how they get convinced, because it influences their life so much and it weakens their mind. Weakens their mind, weakens their willpower. They can't work as hard, they can't train as hard. All of their workouts seem to be ineffective now because they're not on that stuff. So that is another reason to add in on why you should not take any of that crap. And if you want to get real gains, but not just that, real gains, but have long-term fitness, look good year-round, is to not use any type of illegal juice or any type of cycles that screws with your mind. If you do that, that's the only way you can get the real gains and maintain it. If I want gains, I just train harder. If I want gains, I change up my workouts, confuse my muscles. If I want gains, I can manipulate my diet. Things like that, right? So use those as your edge and you're gonna be set. So hope this video helps you out. Next time somebody asks you, or next time it comes across your mind that, hey, should I go ahead and get on some juice? You know what, just remember what I said. Not only does it screw up your body, screw up your hormones, and you have to jab crap into your ass, but it also makes your mind weak, makes your body weak, and at the end, if you're gonna take that to make you strong, but it makes you weak, don't do it. It's not worth it for that short run. So, hope that can go and change your mind for all you guys. Hopefully I saved a few people from making that big mistake. More workouts, more nutrition, and the real way to train to get jacked, sixpackshortcuts.com. See you guys there. Peace.